Welcome to this, the first video of the new channel, A Devon Nature Garden. I'll do a quick introductory video of what we're going to be planning in the garden here. It's a beautiful day here in Devon. Birds are singing, bees are buzzing. So let me go through what we're going to be doing here. Here we have one of a few nest boxes that have already gone up. This one is at the moment occupied by a pair of blue tits, which you can hear in the background. They're busy putting their nesting material into it. In the bay tree at the back next to the shed is an old cast iron kettle which a robin has been looking into. There is a dunnock somewhere in this hedge nesting, and they nested there last year. Magpies are in the neighbour's tree, and up here, that is the underside of a carrion crow nest. Other nest boxes have gone onto the house here, as you can see. It's supposed to be a house sparrow terrace, but the house sparrows don't know that yet. I may end up putting a couple more up there because they do tend to roost in that tree in front of the back door. Now, other than the nesting birds, what else have we got planned? Well, this area here used to be a fiberglass pond. Now, we've got other building works going on at the moment, so we've decided that for this year, maybe next year as well, we're just going to put loads of plants on top. As you can see, the bluebells are starting to come up. Loads of plants on and around the pond. So eventually this will be full of plants and flowers for the bees, butterflies and moths, etc. And from next year we will be planting a lot more food plants for moth and butterfly larvae as well. Eventually this area will be a large pond, but until then we're just going to put all the plants into pots, and hopefully that area should be nice and colourful. Now, obviously, as I'm going to be planting a lot of various flowers and plants for all of the insects, I had to build myself this greenhouse. Bit of a mess at the moment, but inside we have plenty of seedlings on their way, which will hopefully make of that area a little haven for bees and butterflies and moths as well. Hoping to get quite a few moths in the evening. Anyway, let's go inside and see what we've got. So, outside in the garden, you saw there where the pond is, we've got Michaelmas daisies, we've got quite a few hebes, but I've started to do these. Yes, I know they're not in the ideal pots, but hey ho. We want some colour, but we also want stuff that the bees, etc., are going to like. Now, I've looked into quite a lot of these. We've been around garden centres and looked at what the bees are on. So there's a few there that a lot of people would probably class as weeds, but as I've been said many a time, a weed is a flower in the wrong place. None of these will be in the wrong place as far as I'm aware. They will just be there. So here we have some dahlias, we've got a couple of globe thistles coming up, Rudbeckia, the large daisy likes, sweet rocket, I've heard those are good, but unfortunately only about 4 have turned up. Antirrhinum, snapdragons, the bees will disappear and put their heads into those, so there's more antirrhinums there. And this one here, now I've got a tray of them above, these are status. I haven't seen much about them being any good for the bees, but whenever I've seen them, the bees are all over them. They absolutely love them. So I'm putting some of them up. They're a weird one because the flowers are like paper. So if we go up the top level in the sun, it's probably not the best way to do this, but here we go. Borage. I've got white and blue. These are coming on absolutely fantastic. We do have some, not there, those are French marigolds. Now you'll have to bear with me on this. Is this Nicotiana, the nicotine plant? The moths apparently go crazy over this. More of the marigolds, and then we've got the statice and more dahlias over there. These here are cuttings from verbena. They've got a little red ball on the top, and the butterflies love those, and I cut the others down to make them a bit bushier. I stopped them, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go, thinking that one or two may take, and it seems that every single one's taken, so those will go nice across the back. We've also got greater knapweed, some teasels, which the goldfinches will love in the winter or in the autumn. I've also planted some red valerian seeds, but only one seems to have come up at the moment. So yeah, it's all go here in the greenhouse. So we'll have to pot some of them on at some point, ready to plant out. On days like this, I'm just about to take them all outside so that they can all get the natural light rather than being stuck in the greenhouse. Now, I know I keep talking about the bees in the garden and helping them, which everybody will know about, obviously bumblebees and honeybees, but how many of you know about solitary bees? Well, I've been looking into these little houses. You can buy them. Now, I didn't know much about them, but this last year I bought these two, which I didn't really know much. I just put them up, and as you can see, nothing's in them because I put them in the wrong place. Now, this morning I've been watching and going through YouTube, and I found a place or a channel called Wild About Nature, and he confirmed that I did have them in the wrong place because I had them facing west. Apparently they're better off. I think he said leafcutter bees east, so that it warms up in the morning, whereas some of the others prefer it south. So the area on the side of the greenhouse faces south and the front faces east. So I'm going to be making a couple. I'm going to put one of these up south, one of these up east, and I'm going to make a few more. And I found this at the top of the garden. So I'm about to make a solitary bee house. Okay, so here we are on my workbench, and as I showed you earlier, I found this log, and I've got a few old roof tiles about, so apparently keeping the rain off is a good idea. So I'm going to put that old roof tile onto it. It's just an old terracotta slate, but first off I'm going to drill the holes. Now, I've seen plenty of videos now online, and they recommend various size holes. So I'm going from, I think it's 5mm to 10mm. So I shall drill a load of holes out of this, and I will come back to you when I'm done. Well, here you go. My first attempt at making my own solitary bee house. Unfortunately, the 5mm drill bit was a bit rubbish. So I've got 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10mm holes in it. Not bad for a first attempt. Just got to clean up the front here a bit. Most of the holes, because it's a fairly dry log, the entrance to the holes even are nice and clean, because if you watch the solitary bees, they will sometimes back into the holes, and they want it smooth on the edge so their wings don't catch. So So I've decided that the slate would go over the whole thing, and then this piece of wood was recycled from our old table and chairs, which has seen better days, but don't throw the wood out, you can use it for something else. So I am now going to go and put this up on the side of the greenhouse. And there you go, there's the original two, and I've put the other one just down in underneath. So it's the end of March now, or coming up to the end of March, so we shall see what happens in the coming months. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's just a quick introductory, but I will try and do more throughout the year so we can see what happens with the garden. Take care, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see where we go with this journey, eh? Cheers.